Nothing beats a delicious plate of pasta that's easy to make, loaded with flavors, and on the table in 30 minutes. Bienvenidos, welcome to Spain on a Fork. Today we're making a one-pan saffron penne pasta with shrimp and clams. This is seriously one of the best pasta dishes I've ever tasted. Now the type of clams I'm going to be using in this recipe are called berberechos. They're very popular here in Spain. In English it translates to cockles. Sorry, in English it's kind of funny. Cockles. Anyway, they're very similar to clams, but they just have a bit more flavor to them. If you can't find them in your area, you can just use any type of clams that your supermarket has, but I do recommend you go on a hunt down for them. They are available worldwide and they have such an amazing flavor to them. And also for this recipe, you're gonna need some saffron. Don't use imitation saffron or any substitutes. Use some high quality saffron. As always, I'm gonna be using saffron threads from Golden Saffron. This is some grade 1, high quality premium saffron, and it gives this pasta that beautiful Mediterranean flavor. I highly recommend it. Link below where you guys can get this. Alright folks, let's get started. As always, we're going to begin by finely dicing half of an onion and finely mincing 3 cloves of garlic. Next up, I've got 12 raw jumbo shrimp that have been peeled and deveined. I bought these frozen and thawed them out just because it makes it a lot cheaper. You want to make sure you pat them down with some paper towels. And then season the shrimp with sea salt and freshly cracked black pepper. For the final ingredient to prepare, I have 1 pound of fresh cockles. I'm going to rinse them under some cold running water. Now these have already been pre-cleaned at the store, but I always like to do this for extra measure. And shake off any of the excess water once you're done. Alright, let's start cooking. Grab a saute pan, heat it with a medium-high heat, and I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. 2 minutes after adding the olive oil into the pan, I'm going to start adding the shrimp seasoned side down. I always like to add them in a circular form, that way they all cook evenly. After 1 minute, I'm going to flip each of the shrimp. And after a total cooking time of 2 minutes, that's 1 minute per side, I'm going to remove the shrimps from the pan and transfer them to a bowl. And cover the bowl with some foil paper to keep the shrimp warm. Now using the same pan with the same heat, I'm going to add the diced onions and the minced garlic and mix them around with the oil, making sure to scrape up anything that was left over from that shrimp. This is going to give this pasta such a beautiful flavor. 2 minutes after adding the onions and the garlic, I'm going to add 1 can of diced tomatoes. This is a 15-ounce can. Season with sea salt, freshly cracked black pepper, and a pinch of white sugar to cut the acid from the tomatoes. And mix it all together until it's well combined. Two minutes after adding the tomatoes into the pan, I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of white wine. This is going to add a beautiful richness to this dish. 2 minutes after adding the white wine, I'm going to add 2 cups of water. Pinch in half a teaspoon of saffron threads. And season it again with sea salt. And give it a gentle mix, that way all the seasonings are evenly divided. While our water's heating up, let's get our pasta ready. These are just your average standard penne pasta noodles. I'm going to measure out 2.5 cups. This recipe feeds 2 people. Once the water comes to a boil, I'm going to add the pasta into the pan and give it a gentle mix, that way everything's evenly divided. About 8 minutes after adding the pasta into the pan, I'm going to add the shrimps back into the pan and the cockles. Give it a gentle mix. Place a lid on top and lower the fire to a low-medium heat. It's been about 4 minutes since I added the lid into the pan. This should be perfectly cooked. Let's go ahead and remove it. And look how beautiful this looks. Alright, let's remove this from the heat. I'm going to serve this pasta directly out of the pan, so garnish it with some freshly chopped chives. This is going to add an extraordinary flavor to this pasta. Okay guys, our pasta dish is done. It smells so amazing in the kitchen. I'm gonna give it a try and let you know how it tastes. Now this looks unbelievable. Here we go. Wow, that is so good. First things first, that pasta's perfectly cooked al dente, and the flavors of this pasta are so amazing. So important to use a good quality saffron. Don't use the imitation stuff. Amazing flavors. Before I go, I'm gonna try one of these cockles. Here we go. Wow, such a beautiful sweet flavor to these. Again guys, if you guys can't find these cockles in your area, you can just use any type of clams like your supermarket has, but I'd really go out and try to find these. Again, they're available all over the world. Such an amazing flavor to them. If you enjoyed today's video, hit that like button, leave me a comment below, and if you're not subscribed, smash that subscribe button. Till the next time, hasta luego.